You're correct. And we're not asking the question why enough. Why are
So let me read this question first. It says, Black women are the only women encouraged to date down. All right, here we go.
You're correct. And we're not asking the question why enough. Why are Black women being encouraged to date down? Why are we told to lower our standards? Why are we supposed to put up with struggle love? Why are we supposed to give the unemployed man with 3 children and 2 baby mamas a chance? Long story short, the way that Black women show up in the community is the same way that Black men want us to show up in the relationship. And that's with a parental lens. But baby, I don't have any children and I'm not taking care of no grown man. And I would encourage all women to not take care of no grown man. And I don't care how messed up this may sound, but I feel like what Black women need to do to save our Black lineage, to save our future generations, is to subscribe to hypergamy. Create community, create wealth, and only procreate with wealth, grow intelligence, and watch our future generations thrive.
So here's my question, because this is getting old real fast. How does a woman end up with the man that she's taking care of? How do you end up? It's one thing to say you slept with this man, right? We at the bar, got drunk. How do you end up in a full-fledged relationship, taking care of this man, having multiple children by this man?
You ready?
How do we get here?
You ready? My husband, my man. That's how. Women want that bragging right. You ain't got a man? Oh, shit, she ain't got no man. A lot of women, you got a couple things going on. Women who think that they can change a man and want to, you like Mr. Walker said, make him be a certain way, or, sometimes this extreme optimism of just because you see the potential in him, if he does not see it in himself, it's a lost cause. Women believe, some of them, that they can really put so much love and care into you that he has to change. He has to appreciate this. He has to want to do better just off me having his back. And that's not the case because she didn't vet properly. The other side to that is, I know a lot of successful women who just want a husband and they just want to be able to say they married. And I talk to him all the time. He got his man cave in the basement she paid for and all of that. And he just can't. I think he's not really turned on to her. She deals with a hellish life because she was trying to put on a front for the gram. So that's what I feel like is going on. And then the bonquishas and nug-nugs, they just in the hood. So they doing hood stuff. And neither one of them where they need to be. And she's trying to be a woman to be nurturing and caring and hold him down in jail in his ghetto. That's the only scenarios I've seen.
I want to ask Mr. Walker, you always hit on this. We are what we attract. So how do these women get in this position? We can't then turn around and say she's such a good woman, but he's such a bad man.
She's a woman who lacks self-esteem. When you see the good woman with him, she lacks extreme self-esteem.
Where we at, Mr. Walker?
Yeah, there you go. Listen here, growing up as ignorant and this misfortune as me and Gavin did, I can't give nobody that excuse. You know what I'm saying? We are what we attract. Whenever, God rest my baby mama, right? Like, but we matched. She, at the time when we got together back in high school, we matched. We was both crazy as Hades. Dang, they're psychotic. Then,
so what do you say to the woman who is in a real situation? We ain't talking about Kiki Palmer. Mm-hmm. What do you say to the woman that's a sweet woman that's with an abusive man? What do you say?
No. See, that's the sweet.
Is she attracting what she is? No, she lacks self-esteem. So she attracted this man.
She attracted, like she attracted who she somewhere, and she may not be. He may not be what he's like self-esteem, but he got something going on with him. And so do she. So here we go. So lacking self-esteem, is that like a disclaimer from accountability because you lack self-esteem? Lacking self-esteem is like
lack of self-esteem for a woman will cause hella problems. She will. I'm just saying it will. Women, a lot of times I don't know what they be doing. I got some cool women in the comments. I seen them last week. Shout out to y'all. But women in the comments, if a woman lacks self-esteem and she doesn't know her worth, or her, like Pick Me say, her worth is so small due to her choices in life, she will subscribe to a lot of things that she shouldn't be doing because she is looking for love that she never found in herself.
Be doing that's where I'm getting lost. Like, women come up here and say, oh, you know, they love making the point that men and women are equal. They love pushing that agenda. But now all of a sudden, being insecure, what do you say? Not knowing their worth. That's I find that to be a little
just like the man is unhealed too. To your point, the man is unhealed who beating on her.
Well, you, Crystal, your perspective is a lot of times we can redeem Bonquisha, but let's cast away Nug Nug.
No, I don't feel like that. No, not at all. No, that's not. No, so maybe I need to just speak more. I'm just a woman, so maybe I try to speak from my perspective, like the last super chat, because then it sounds like I'm trying to talk for a man. But the man who's beating on her, he's wounded as well. I don't think naturally a man want to just be beating on somebody because they're not doing what they want him to do. So he needs some healing too. Like, and it makes your point, I guess, Mr. Walker, that she's unhealed. So she sits here and accepts this, and then he's unhealed, so he beating on her. So I mean, maybe that is exactly. And I mean, we
are what we attract. Here's the thing. So like we talking about Notorious B.I.G., you know, one of his famous rap lyrics, you know, fat and ugly as ever, but he still was getting cheeks. And here we go. Women like a certain kind of guy. Like Gavin was saying, this is street thing. So he got this gravitas, he got this tough guy persona. So that's another reason why these wholesome, amazing women end up with these subpar men, because they attracted to the wrong thing. And we can't always say, okay, we're gonna put that stupidity in the box of, oh, she's just not confident with herself. No, that we can't keep that. That is not.
But fair. That's two different situations. That's all I'm saying. You're so right. Just like how we talked earlier about why is looks the number one thing for you, ma'am? Why is that the number one thing, ma'am? That's that caliber of women. It's different type of women, guys.
That's a lot. I know it can sound. That's a lot. I've seen that's a lot of today. A lot. It is. Women, they want to see something they like. I grew up in that environment. They want what they want. It ain't got character. Whenever these sisters are at their prime, 25 and that, they ain't worried about too much character at all. The majority of them, they worry about looks, social status, and having a good time and having a man that other women won't. That is pretty much the basis of how they gonna date a dude. Swear to goodness.
Yeah, it's Mr. Walker. This is an unfortunate side effect of women not teaching our daughters properly. Not me, because I got to take a lot of slack for things that I ain't even do. You know, you didn't do, Mr. Walker, Mr. Gavin didn't do. But that's why you don't think we're doing it, but you're helping, you in some way helping the nug that you didn't create. And I'm somehow helping the Bonquisha that I didn't create. But I have been a woman that has been in different situations in my life and not as confident as I am today. So I understand that you can transform and change if you're willing to. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. We live in a crazy world where it's out of order. Like that's why you're doing these podcasts every Saturday, because it's messed up.
He says, all love, Crystal. I was just making a point that B-dubs choose the worst of black men and not choose the best of us. Also, P.S. Life gets better. Passport bros. Shout out to you, brother.
There you go.
Listen here. Just in our travels in the U.S., me and Gab, when we're doing our home improvement thing, being out in the city and seeing different cultures of women, just observing them and coming in contact. Listen here, I ain't seen nothing sweeter, nicer out there than like these little Asians and stuff. It's nice to get smiled at outside.
But it goes back into the point of our history, not an excuse, but there is a lot that black women have not worked through. It ain't no excuse. Y'all know I don't believe in the frowning and what you want and all of that. Extra, ma'am, stop. With that being said, you do have to understand the trauma that needs to be worked on. It's not an excuse. But that's where it's hard for us black women, because it's like, well, it is nice when, Sam, just, throw me a couple $100 in my Cash App because he got it like that. The white boy, it's like, come on, of course he should have more than the black man. We're like 300 years behind. Like, I would never compare my black man to a white man and say, and because he does this, he's better. And that's how it feels.
I'm smiling.
But still, women are sad. Black women are sad and traumatized and got attitude problems. And they do at the gas. We see the gas station to the Chick-fil-A.
There we go. And black men ain't traumatized and sad.
They are, but I was saying that point to say, and that's why I would never say, you know, when I look around,
I get more pleasant conversation from my brothers. Sisters is terrifying out there in them streets. They frown at you, and if you look too far, they look at you all crazy, like, whoa. So
and I agree.
Crystal, I wholeheartedly disagree with you on that. These sisters out there, they need to do better. Shout out to
They do need to do better. You're missing my point. I'm not making an excuse for them. I'm just saying that it is what it still is. They're doing it.
The trauma is equal. It's equal trauma. We one and the same.
The trauma is equal. It is. And so black men, I think black men smile at me a lot, but you know, it is what it is. I smile too. I'm just a pleasant person most times.
But your counterparts don't.
Yeah, I know. I that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I think that even I will get a more pleasant experience with a black man on the street than I get with a pleasant experience sometimes with a black woman on the street. So I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that is just like how a woman would argue the financial aspect that a white man has.
We're going down the rabbit hole right now.
All right.
Super chats real quick. We got a bunch of them, man.